We got another load of stuff from Denny's Camaro. We got the new, whatever you call these things. So it's that vent thing. It's a vent deflector, I think they call it. We already got that one installed. We have another one for the other side. Now that dash is actually ready to go in. We were waiting on that part, but we also got new taillight buckets because the old ones were really messed up. Even though all this was already together, they're coming back apart. Chris had put the lenses in when he was here last time, but now we got nice brand new buckets and new seals also. So we'll pull them apart. You can see these things they actually are cracked up and they were glued back together at one time, so they're just disgusting. So these are nice pieces. They're silver inside for reflecting, and yeah, they're nice. We have them, like I said, new seals. We'll get them installed, and because we are changing over to RS, that's another reason we decided to go ahead and change these. These are standard. Standard Camaro would have the reverse light right here. Obviously RS, they go down the tail pan, and they have the kind of smoothed out tail light with no reverse light in it. So it makes the bucket different too. As you can see, there's only 2 spots there for bulbs and not the third. The third knockout is not there. So we have that, and obviously with the RS, the harness is also different. So one less pigtail per side, and then a small pigtail that goes through the trunk floor and into the reverse light that goes in the tail pan. So that's all brand new. That'll make it a lot nicer too. Hopefully we plug this in and all of our tail lights work as they're supposed to. Making some more progress on the Camaro. We did get the column installed. That's all done, bolted in, and again, it is tilt wheel, so it's remanufactured. We have the hub bolted on, and I think I showed this before, but we have a brand new Rosewood wheel for this car, which is super nice. But anyway, we got the column in, we got the decoded digital system pretty much finished up here. Obviously the gauge carrier or dash carrier is in. It's much easier to put that in before you put the column in, so I wanted to make sure I got that in. Vintage air is in it. The control panel, switch panel, whatever you want to call it, all that's there. If we can get a light, I'll show you up underneath here. We still have to neaten up some wiring, but there's where I mounted the control panel for the Dakota Digital, and pretty much it's all hooked up. There is a switch right here, and that's how you control your Dakota Digital like functions. So you will need to do that to scroll through and set stuff and recalibrate stuff, stuff like that. We do have the light switch hooked up. We have lights, and I'll show you in a little bit. We did get one of the RS headlight motors conversion kits hooked up, and as you, I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear the motor working when you turn the headlights on. The Dakota Digital isn't 100% hooked up now. That's why it's not coming on with the lights. But we also, like I said, we got tail lights, got that new harness in the back, so all that's good. We don't have any lights in the front yet. So all right, so when's the last time you've heard this? Probably if you're younger, you've never heard it. We have the column in, everything's hooked up. We push the key in, you hear that really weird, very annoying noise. Well, because we have the key in and the door open, that's the door buzzer. So we have our new horn relay. It's got a built-in door buzzer, and because all that is working proper, I'll show you. I'll pull the key out, goes away. Push the key back in, or we can also shut the door goes away. It's pretty neat. Again, making some really good progress here. Like I said, this car is coming together extremely fast now. We got, I think, everything we need to finish it as far as I'm taking it anyway. So to get our dash pad slid on, we do have our vent goes up here for our AC. We'll get that slid in and finish attaching that stuff. I am not putting a stereo in right now. Chris hasn't decided exactly what he's putting in yet, so that's something he can do later, or bring it back and I can do. Either way, a few more things to finish up on the dash. Obviously, put the glove box insert in, put the glove box door on, and the ashtray, and just a tiny bit more wiring, and we'll be ready to rock and roll here. This just cracks me up. I guess it's time to fire this thing up and see exactly what works, what doesn't work. We did go through the calibration process on the Vintage Air, which isn't very difficult. The white wire there is a ground wire that you unplug when you're done. I just haven't did it. You turn the key on, move these levers to a certain position, ground that out. The fan will change speeds. You move the levers to the opposite position and then unground it. The fan will change speeds, and that learns parameters for the throw on these levers. So we got that done. We haven't started it up yet. I don't know if the air is charged. I just don't know if it's going to work yet. I can hear the compressor clicking on and off as I'm operating this, so I'm assuming it's going to work. All right, now for something I've been waiting to install for a while. It might be the crowning jewel for the interior, this Rosewood wheel. The brand new tilt wheel. Let's go ahead and get this wheel put on. We got the horn button over here, all the workings. So yeah, this is gonna be nice. First thing you do is put this hub on. This goes onto the splines of the column. Tighten that up. There's a lock ring that goes on for safety, and then you also have this there's a plastic sleeve here. There's a spring that drops in. There's a plunger, aluminum plunger, and a little plastic lock collar. It goes down, spins, got a little ear off of it. It's pretty easy. And we know we have a horn. If we ground that out, we don't have horns excuse me, we don't have horns on the car yet, but you can hear the horn relay clicking. So all that's good. Now we have the actual, this holds, it's got spring on there, spring fingers that holds the horn button on. So right now we're going to put the wheel on, and then this will go on top of that. There is a recess in this horn, or not the horn, the hub that goes on the column. You can see that. It starts there and ends there. On the steering wheel, that third spoke there hangs down, so that's where that's going to sit. And then you just line the holes up, and they give you all the mounting screws to attach that wheel. So we'll go ahead and get that wheel screwed onto the hub, and with this horn contact part installed, as you can see, you press on the outer ring and it's working. The only thing left to do now is actually snap the horn button on. It positions those 3 screws, go in those 3 grooves. You can just kind of line it up, and once you have it snapped on there correctly, the horn works. So to me, that's crowning jewel. It's got the tilt wheel, the Rosewood wheel. Turn the key on. Dakota Digital, get the Vintage Air going. Sweet. All right, we made some big progress last night. I just got rolling on it, didn't even record it, but we have pretty much the whole front clip on now, and we just threw the hood on. A quick tip on lining the hood up. Most of the time you can see the marks where the bolt tightened up on the hinge from before. Even though we blasted and painted these hinges, you could still kind of see it because it scratches the metal. As close as you can, line those marks up. Especially if you're reusing the same hood. This is the hood that was on it before, and this is the fenders that were on it before, so it should in theory be really close. So we lined everything up. So let's shut the hood, we'll test fit, see how close we are with it, and we don't know if we're going to clear the air cleaner on this big block. It had a small block in it before. All of this is new. It's got a pretty big Dart high-rise intake on it. It does have the recessed base. But let's drop this down and see if we clear. We're gonna go nice and slow. Let me run around here, make sure we're not gonna hit anywhere. We got tons of room there. Tons of room there. We'll just sneak up on it. All right. Yeah, we're looking good. So let's see if it's shut. There's one click. There's two clicks. It looks like the hood definitely needs to come up a little bit. This side's not horrible, it's down a little bit. This side's down pretty good. It'll need fine-tuned for sure. We'll tighten these gaps up a little bit. This has a slight angle to it, but as you can see, the hood is shut. So I think we're clearing our big block air cleaner, and we're getting really close. It's almost looking like a car that's ready to drive. We're getting excited now, guys. As you can see, this thing is very, very close. Finish a couple things up front. We don't have all the front end pieces to put in, but we do have the grille and the headlight motors and doors and stuff. So that all needs assembled. We'll see if we can get that done. I'm not 100% sure we have everything to put that together yet, but we'll get as far as we can on it. And yeah, this thing is extremely close to driving, at least around the parking lot, backing out of the garage. Our next project's going to be putting this RS stuff together. It's pretty involved. There's just a lot of little parts. I think it's fairly simple. There's just adjustments and stuff. There's all these bushings, shims, bushings, clips, nuts and screws and all that kind of stuff. There's our actual kind of brackets with the actuator motor on them. Here's the doors that we actually have to assemble. Here's the hinge bolt, and we did get the grill assembly also. So it's over here. The trim piece you have to put on. We have to get it all screwed down on there. So we got our work cut out. Let's see how we can get this to go together.